roots of power yoga go back to an earlier practice known as Ashtanga. And Ashtanga was brought to the West by a couple of guys who were wandering around India in the early 70s, Norman Allen and David Williams. And in their travels to the southern part of India, they came across a guy doing some weird sort of yoga in the park. And they'd never seen anything like it. They were in India doing some yoga teacher training. David Williams was taking a 6 months teacher training course in Pondicherry. So they went up to this guy after his practice and asked where he learned this from. They'd never seen anything like it before. And this guy, who turned out to be called Manju, said, it's just something my dad was teaching. And they thought, well, would your dad teach us that? He says, I don't know, maybe. He's never taught Westerners before, but you can go ask him. Now, it turned out Manju's father was Pattabhi Jois, and he lived in Mysore. And so David Williams and Norman Allen went to Mysore, and they started to study with Pattabhi. And David eventually went back and forth. He had his home in California, and he'd go back and save up some money, come back to Mysore. And this went on for a couple of years. And then around 1975, David took up a collection amongst all his friends, and they paid Pattabhi's way to come to California. And this was the first time that this particular style of yoga was brought to the West.